Hello judges, we are team 8-bit. This is our technical implementation for problem statement 3. Fund flow tracking. Legacy banking systems rely on tabular ledgers, making them completely blind to spital frauds. Topologies like multi-hop layering. We built FundTrace AI to collapse a 5-day manual investigation into a 5-minute visual trace. Looking at our architecture, we built a dual mode ingestion layer, a Kafka consumer for high throughput streaming, and a secure bank API polar. These feed into our Neo4j graph database. As data enters, our ML worker evaluates the network structure and pushes the threads to our FastAPI backend. FastAPI then bypasses HTTP pooling, broadcasting alerts directly to our Next.js frontend via WebSockets. Let's look the live backend execution. Frontend is deployed on Vercel, and on the right you can see our FastAPI server logs streaming live from render. During startup, it successfully verifies our Neo4j database connection and loads our pre-trained ML models. Because we toggled off live ingestion for this demo, you can see our background ML worker actively pulling pre-ingest batches of 10 transactions every 5 seconds. When XGBoost model scores a cluster above our 0.75 threshold, like this, are flagged round tripping with the risk score of 98%. It instantly triggers the alert broadcast. Below that you can see the live WebSocket connection from our Vercel frontend. The moment the worker broadcasts the alert, it pushed through the socket, updating the live canvas instantly without a single HTTP refresh. Watch what happens when an investigator selects an alert from the queue. The moment I click the frontend fires the API request to our render backend. In the terminal logs, you can see our fast API routes executing a bounded multi-hop Cypher query against the Neo4j database. The backend processes this bidirectional relationships and returns the exact financial value. The Next.js frontend translates the payload into the interactive WebGL graph. You can clearly see the edges pulsing in red. Instantly exposing the circular round-tripping path that a traditional database would miss. Banks cannot rely on black box AI models. Compliance requires mathematical justification when I query a specific entity. Our backend panel, on the right panel, our narrative engine translates the network risk scores into a human-readable, explainable AI summary. It details the exact hop count and the velocity of funds and specifies the nodes involved. This provides the L1 analyst with immediate auditable context before they escalates the case. If the investigator confirms the fraud and the final step is regulatory reporting, When I trigger the export, it exports the entire thing in an evidenceable PDF. Our Python worker utilizes the ReportLab engine to compile the graph intelligence, the Cypher pathing, and the XAI narrative. It constructs a deterministic watermark PDF in memory and streams the binary back to the client. This mirrors the exact requirement of the FIUIND suspicious transaction report, and we also export a raw JSON payload alongside it for cryptographic auditability. Here we were showing you continuously the backend logs from render terminal. Now let me show you the front-end logs by logging into my Vercel account. So here is our project, FundTrace. Here is our logs. See, we can see all the logs clearly. We have interacted to the site since 7/1. You can check out the timestamps to verify that. So everything is working. Nothing is mocked or nothing is just built for UI and not working in backend. Nah, there isn't a thing. Everything you see on the site is completely functional, completely working. Alright, and backend, and you can see here in our backend. Let me bigger the screen. See, worker, there are like workers, broadcasters. There is ML worker highlights the frauds and all. Then alert broadcaster who broadcasts the alerts to a live socket IO feed. So our entire execution environment, configuration guidelines, and strict pedantic data models are publicly available in our GitHub repository. The codebase is fully modular and enforces bidirectional graph integrity at every level. FundTrace AI is a deployable platform that shifts Union Bank from reactive compliance to proactive intelligence. Thank you from Team 8.